Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies with Nerdist New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. Tits McGee. Shout out to Gomer. With my co-host.
This is Eli, the teenage witch.
There we go. Yep. And we're back with another episode. And yeah, Eli, good news. Nobody died.
That is good news.
And it's weird for 2020.
Well,
Nobody
no one we care about. Yeah.
Nobody would care about, right? But that's a good news that nobody got maimed or injured, anything like that we know about that we give a shit about. So we can actually talk about some positive news to start off with. This might be like the first time in 2020 we start off with positive news.
Yeah, let's say.
But honestly, now that I think about it, this isn't even positive.
Really?
Yeah, because let's just go into it. And like I said, if you're listening, definitely like, share, subscribe, share the link out. We're going live, whatever you want to do. Jump into it.
Build the audience.
Yeah. Grow. So yeah, we're talking about Japan. Because Japan is always doing weird shit because it's Japan. So what have they done lately? So what they have done is remember what is that thing? I don't watch that shit. I remember we said we were never gonna talk about anime. And now we always talk about anime. Yeah,
and then you keep watching anime movies and you keep going to see Dragon Ball Z and shit.
I don't count Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't count. So basically what I did right there, Mobile Suit Gundam or whatever the hell you want to call something like that.
Yeah.
So that is a thing, and apparently they've always had don't ask me to name the name of the city that carries this thing or whatever, but they actually they spent money to make it move now. So
yeah, they're doing all kinds of cool shit over there.
Like fetch and play dead and all this other crazy shit like this. Just like what the hell is going on, man? I mean, that's the world we live in now. That's 2020 for you. We got robots now.
That's pretty fucking cool, I gotta admit.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but do you think it's like a waste of money? Like, could they be using that money to, I don't know, cure for COVID or something?
There's probably that thing's probably on some. You probably use that thing for top secret something. Like the amusement park is just a front.
Right. Ooh, look, a killer robot. Like, no, that's a killer robot.
Yeah, well, when the cameras aren't on, it's probably fighting robeasts and shit up in space.
Right. That's what Space Force is. That's what, okay.
Yeah, Japan won the Space Force race.
They've already done it. Like we're playing catch up. Oh shit! No,
maybe Trump is right about something.
Let's not go there.
Maybe Trump is really a superhero disguising himself as an asshole billionaire.
Right?
But
maybe
I guess he's a billionaire now. Oh,
like any other billionaire, right? Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Eli, since we do our weekly Lovecraft country, like I said, it's country, not county.
Yeah. You can do that. I watched it. Yeah.
But I guess we can talk about it, just jump into it. So yeah, let's talk about Lovecraft Country, episode 7. I am. Period. And Eli, I'll let you start off. What you think about it?
It was moving. It was a rather emotional episode. I thought it wasn't my favorite. It was a little light on the horror, on the monsters and shit.
Right.
But I think it was more of an emotional ride. I think we get into Hippolyta. She gets spoilers. Are we gonna spoil shit?
Might as well. Fuck it. If you haven't watched it now,
yes, this is the premise of the episode. Hippolyta, she's looking for the husband. What's his name? He died in
Uncle George. I just call him Uncle George.
The uncle, yes, the uncle. Yeah. When they were looking for Atticus's dad,
right? Because Atticus lied about what happened to him.
Yeah, he died in that whole magical spell thing. So Hippolyta, his wife, went to go search for him, find the ruins of the house. She's going on a quest. She ends up finding this observatory, the telescope or whatever.
Something,
yeah. And she somehow opens up a portal to other dimensions or whatever, and she gets sucked in through the portal. Then it turns into a fucking Doctor Who episode.
Right. She's got some different dimensions, and it's pretty much grants her whatever wish she wants or whatever she wants to be in life.
Yeah. And it was interesting. We get to really get to the core of Hippolyta because she's been kind of MIA since the beginning. So, we get a real emotional journey as she explores, basically her life, I guess,
or the life that she wished she had.
The life she wished she had. Yeah. and what do you got to say? I'm kind of like collecting my thoughts.
Yeah, this episode, it almost felt like filler, but I'm cool with it because we got to know about Hippolyta. Like I said, she was a background character for most of the point, and then it turned around and do it. And we found out a lot about her that we didn't know. Like, she's basically a genius. You know, she was doing like some MacGyver shit to get out of there. And I was like, okay, where did all this shit come from?
She's highly intelligent.
Which we never knew about that before, but I guess we never even thought to ask the question about that she was highly intelligent with the stuff she was doing to find a way out of that situation. Even how she was doing longitude, latitude to even find, Lovecraft Country to get there.
And how she helped her husband, the uncle, plot out those maps. Because remember, they had the business of that travel agency where they showed,
and she always wanted to go, but he wouldn't let her go. I'm just now realizing it.
Yeah, the safe path. They run a travel agency which allows Black people safe travel across the country, the safe places to go. Because remember, this is back in the 50s, segregation, legal racism,
right?
and they just a safe passage for Black people to travel across the states, and she helped them out. We find out that she was an integral part of mapping those routes and shit. So
which she said in the original, like I think in the pilot episode, but we just never thought much about it, But in this one, we find out what she's doing in this one. Just the interesting stories of the stories that she was telling, the stories that she wanted to be a part of. That she wanted to be part of Josephine Baker's, and they was doing, and I'm pretty sure all that stuff really happened. Doing lines, whatever you want to do. She just wanted to live free. But then she realized she don't want to be sexually free. She's angry. She wants to get back at her oppressors. And I was looking up to see if that was like a real life story. It wasn't. It was just something she just completely imagined.
Yeah.
But it was basically her as like some African Dora Milaje Amazon queen warrior versus Confederate soldiers. And she just goes into it because she says she's angry and she just wants to just take it out of, and the society tells her to not be angry, but she wants to be angry. And the funny thing about it that interested me about it is that they ask you, who are you? Like, who is your identity? The name of the episode is I Am. And what she refers to herself as is George's wife. Because that's what she sees herself as.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty deep. So basically to her, she has no identity outside of her husband.
I think that's what this episode explored the idea of freedom and what, not only just freedom as far as like societal and free societies or free rights, civil rights and civil liberties, but it also explored personal freedoms and how, what her response, she wasn't free from responsibilities. She wasn't free from, her role as a housewife or a mother or the husband or a wife, the duties she had to, she was sort of locked in this role of being Fred's wife. And what was his name? Fred? Was his name Fred? I forgot.
No, George.
George.
You were close.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what I explored, the idea of freedom. And now with George being gone, her husband gone, she's free of those chains, of those binds, of that role. And she could explore the things she's always wanted to do. She finally got to go on that road trip. And then she gets this chance to explore, she goes through all these portals and goes through all these, astral planes and whatever. She basically explores the galaxy. She is an explorer, and she, learns and she had a chance to join the Time Lords or whatever at the end,
Right.
She had a chance to unlock the secrets of the universe, but then at the end she's like, oh, my daughter needs me. So I'm wondering if this episode is establishing her as, a pivotal role. Does she have some sort of ability now that she's going back to Earth? She's gone through these portals. Who knows? She's gained some sort of powers
like
now.
Superpowers or something.
Yeah. And now she's going to go back.
I think it was just a one-off filler story, I think. And honestly, the more now that we're talking about it, the more I'm starting to understand what they were trying to say in the story, because she is a housewife. She is a mother. Yeah. And a lot of housewives and mothers that get married early have regrets. They're like, what about the life that I could have led?
Yeah.
I could have been one of Josephine Baker's dancers, or I could have been Amazon War.
And even in that role, when she goes and does the whole dance troupe with Josephine Baker, you find out that she's still performing. Like that's not
Right.
the life she thought of, like this cool free life.
She's still on stage, right?
She's on stage. She's got all. She's a she's got to perform for everybody. She's entertainment for everybody.
And she thought it's what she wanted, but it really wasn't what she wanted.
Yeah, and then she goes and becomes the Amazon queen, but she's fighting, this patriarchy or whatever, the male hierarchy or whatever.
Right.
And
but she loses. Even in her dreams, she loses.
Yeah, because there's a whole army oncoming.
Right. She fights a little bit of them, get a little bit of satisfaction, but at the end of the day, it really means nothing. And
then she goes, I am George's wife. And then she finally gets to tell him how she always felt.
Right. And I think that was the thing, because since he died, she never had to tell him that. So
yeah. And now she's free. Now she's free of that role. She can finally do what she's always wanted to do. So it was like I said, it was like an emotional action, dramatic action. Not so much.
I don't think it really moved the story over. Maybe it did. Yeah. Maybe this is planting seeds for later on, but I don't think it's moved the story forward. But like I said, we talked last episode, it's more like an anthology story. Like each individual character gets their shining time in the spotlight, and they go like, next episode is going to be D, Tick's cousin,
Yeah.
So now the thing that I was thinking that, and we said this last week, Eli, I guess I was wrong. Like I said, the name of the character named Hippolyta. There's a comic book podcast, so we always say Hippolyta. Same thing, same concept, but the thing is that we always know that she was named after Queen of the Amazon warrior. Yeah. And her daughter D is real name Diana. Hippolyta, Diana, that's Wonder Woman. So I'm thinking they're gonna make some kind of connection. They never did.
And that's what I thought when we saw the previews and we saw her on the battlefield. I thought that was going to be the episode of her.
Right. Or at least they I thought it was going to be the whole episode, or maybe they just throw out something like We Are Wonder Women or some bullshit like that. It never went there. I'm fine with it, but it's cool.
Also, Tick finds out his dad is gay now.
Right. Which is funny because I think everybody knew except him. Like all these years.
and of course he reacts quite badly to it. And I thought that was quite interesting. I thought that was a nice moment when when he finds out he's actually finally in that relationship with his boyfriend, the guy he's seeing. He's finally,
because he's been hiding it forever.
He's been hiding it. He's finally, I guess, in a way, he's free. He's freeing himself of all that. He's finally letting go of hiding and.
But I don't think he was ready. I think he was letting his guard down a little bit, and then the worst thing that he thought could happen happened.
Yeah, and then his son finds out, and of course his son doesn't react well.
Right. Because the thing about it, that he starts reminiscing all the times that he was, getting abused, and well, not abused, but beat as a child.
Yeah, and he said, and what he said, he was like, "Oh, he's trying to, he beat me to sick because he said I couldn't be soft, but he's gay." And I'm just, I think he's got it twisted, because gay people, the gay community, the trans community, one of the hardest motherfuckers ever. The shit that they got to go through, the shit that they got to put up with to be who they are. There's some hard motherfuckers.
Well, I think that's the whole point. His dad was gay, and he was beating him to make sure he didn't have any kind of softness in him.
Yeah, and to be black and gay back then,
right?
That's a hard motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You pick a struggle.
Yeah, man. And then
I think the whole point of what he was trying to do is that not only was he gay, but he was also homophobic, which is
and
weird.
He's starting to come to terms with that, and he's starting to let go of that, and the freedom. And Tick, that's why I was like, thought it was funny, like when Tick was like, "What the hell?" and he calls him the F word, and like know,
he's like, "Don't get steal your dad. You can't call me out my name. Like I still beat the hell out of you."
Like Tick, what the fuck is your problem? You fucked a monster last episode.
Right.
You lost your virginity to a demon. What the fuck's your problem?
Right, Naruto or some shit. Oh man. Yeah. Let's go to the call. Let's see what we got. We got Iron Man 2000. Is HP Lovecraft? Okay. No.
Well, there's rich white
physically.
People. Yeah, there's rich white people, rich racist white people, and so kinda.
Yeah, but he's there in spirit, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Anthologies are cool, interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's cool. I mean, people, but it's a through storyline. Like it's a thread that connects all these stories together. But each episode is more or less centering on one person and telling their particular story, which is I think pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Like I said, next episode is going to be about D. I do want to know this, Eli. At the end, Tick comes out of the portal and he has the Lovecraft Country book in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the book they were looking for?
I don't know. Is it? Yeah, because he went through the portal too.
Like, he went through the portal too, but we see nothing about what happened to him.
Yeah,
he just comes out with a book, with the Lovecraft Country book in his hand, written by George Freeman, which is his uncle.
And then the dead cop has the little girl's comic book,
right,
by his body. You know,
but didn't they leave the comic with them? Maybe I got to watch it again. I don't know. Maybe she did bring.
I thought like, oh, they left the cop. Now the cops are going to find this dead body, and they're going to see this kid's comic book. They're going to trace it back to them. You know,
where in the previews of the next episode, they go after the girl.
Yeah. So
weird
and
shit.
And like what Hippolyta said, my daughter needs me. So
which the only reason she came back because of the daughter.
So. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. So that being said, moving on past it, we're going to stick with HBO, and we're going to talk about HBO Max. And we're going to talk about a new show that they're producing, which is a spinoff of the Suicide Squad from James Gunn called The Peacemaker. Now, what is this show about? I think it's about, I don't really know. It's about a guy who shoot guns and shit. Let me see if I got a picture.
Yeah, I do not know who he is.
That's what he looks like. That's the guy John Cena is playing in the movie. So this is what John Cena looks like as Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad. Boom. So.
Oh, I don't see it. I didn't see it.
There's nothing there. It's that old invisible John Cena joke. Eventually, that joke's gonna die. At this point, that joke's gonna die. At this point, it's like Chuck Norris jokes, you know.
Waka waka waka.
Oh man, a bomb on stage. Anyway, but this is what he looks like. John Cena Peacemaker is gonna be Suicide Squad. So I guess this is indication that he lives in Suicide Squad. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Rumor is the male lead going to be convoluted. The Convoluted King, the Conqueror character. Yes, he's going to be in Ant-Man 3, but the going rumor is that he's supposed to be King the Conqueror, but no confirmation has been on that yet, but that's what it seemed like it's going.
Yeah. Who knows? He could be Puck or somebody.
Right. Who knows? I still think it'll be Black Goliath. You know, that's just me. Yeah. So what do we talk about? Peacemaker. Now, so Peacemaker is going to be produced by James Gunn and some other guys that I don't know about. So this is the movie they're coming out with. It's going to be on HBO Max. It's going to be coming after Suicide Squad. So yeah, they're going all in on this one. Maybe it's a prequel before everything happened. He gets shot like the first 5 minutes of it. Or maybe they're going to make this a thing. We don't know. So overall, but it was one thing I did want to talk about this. Peacemaker is actually the inspiration for the comedian on Watchmen.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because like I said, the Peacemaker, and I'll go back to the ugly ass picture again. He is not that one. That'll be later on. So yeah, like I said, he is a Charleston character. And when Alan Moore was making Watchmen, he was trying to take all the Charleston characters, which
that's right. Yeah,
they bought, like DC bought him in '85. He's like, I'm going to take all these characters and fuck them up, make them all. And DC like, no, we have plans. So make your own characters and fuck them up. So he took each Charleston character, like Blue Beetle. What's the guy's name? The No Face guy. The Question.
Oh, The Question. Yeah.
That's Question. Rorschach, all those guys like that. And he made his own versions of it and Peacemaker and just made them the Watchmen. So, yeah. So, really, everything you're doing to see the comedian doing, just replace that with John Cena. So, yeah. There you go. What else we got? I love that theme song. That ain't gonna lie. Now, more casting news we got going on. Let's talk about Aldis Hodge. Is going to be Hawkman and Black Adam, which is going to be the new Rock movie that's going to be coming out. Like I said, they teased that he was going to be in it. They teased that basically the JSA was going to be in it, and Hawkman is going to be the leader of the JSA. But they didn't announce who was going to be in it, so they finally announced. And it was funny. They told an Instagram post of how it was. Aldis thought that he said, "Oh, this is Dwayne Johnson." No, you're not Dwayne Johnson. Fuck you, quit playing on my phone. And it turns out it really was Dwayne Johnson telling him that he got the role. Let's see what we got. Fuck speech by the whole character pacifist who will use forms of violence of peace, pretty much like a comedic character, kind of like Ultimate Captain America. All the same thing. Assholes that shoot people. Yeah. Thank you, 2000 Man Reborn. So Aldis Hodge playing as Hawkman, and as you would expect, Eli, people are pissed, as they would be, because this is what Hawkman looks in the comics.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look like Aldis Hodge. Because the thing is, Hawkman has always been a white man in the comics.
From Egypt, yeah.
From Egypt. That's the thing I was going to get about right there. So people are saying it's lazy. People have said it's lazy casting. Why are you always changing our characters? So the problem isn't that they
cast a black guy from a country from Africa.
Right? How dare you? You know
what the?
So the problem, so the problem is
SJWs and shit,
right? Because we're the woke
snowflakes and shit.
We're the woke, because the thing is, Hawkman has a bunch of origins, and one of the origins is that he comes from he comes from Egypt. He is Prince Khufu, a pharaoh, which is a real pharaoh back in Egypt. And I know everybody thinks that this is what Egyptians look like. Yes, that's what they look like now.
or Liz Taylor.
Or Liz Taylor, right? It's playing Cleopatra. So that's what they look like. But no, Egyptians didn't look like that. And here's the thing. When they wrote Hawkman back in the 1940s like that, and when they had the origin of Prince Khufu, this is what Prince Khufu looked like back then in the 1940s. Yeah. So let's just say that the people that made the comics back in the 40s weren't like historians. So you want to get mad that they're making Hawkman a black man. But the question you should be asking, the question you should be upset about, is that why is Hawkman a white man to begin with? Like I said, he was a Egyptian pharaoh, and before Greece and whoever else you want to say, colonized, or conquer, or invaded, whatever, right, or whatever you want to call it, they were black. They were black people in Africa.
Yeah, it was. And Egypt is in Africa. Look on a map, motherfucker.
Right. I know. No matter how much science fiction want to tell you that aliens built pyramids and the Sphinx, no, black people made all that shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. That look at history.
And this makes sense if he's in a Black Adam movie.
Right. Who was also from Egypt.
He was Egyptian. Yeah. Yeah. Right. This makes sense.
Right. So. And plus, it's not even really that big of a deal, because one of Hawkman's powers, like I said, it's a zillion different origins of Hawkman, but one of his powers is that he can reincarnate. So he dies back when he was Prince Khufu. Yeah. He reincarnates. And the thing is, he can reincarnate as anybody. He can be anybody.
Well, what was it the DC? Was it Legends or Hawkwoman was or Hawk Girl was on?
Right, but they didn't start that. That was actually like way before. That was like back in like the 90s. So that's Hawk Girl right there. Hawk Girl has been black in the comics at least since either the 90s or the 2000s. She was
black on the show.
And she was black on the show also. Because like I said, they're body hoppers. They can become anybody.
And they were reincarnated. Yeah. Was it the Flash or who was that? Was it or Supergirl? It was what I went out back when I was watching those CW shows. I remember
way back in 2012.
Yeah, damn, almost 10 years ago.
Right. Let's see what you got. Apparently, people are raging over this. Why Hawkman isn't kind of D. Oh, Hawkman is below D-list. Yeah, he's like, okay, look, I am a hardcore DC. I'm about as hardcore DC fan as you can probably run into. That can make coherent sentences as much as I can. And I'll tell you this, Hawkman is one of the most confusing comic book characters of all time. I can name you 4 origins of his that they've rebooted off the top of my head, and it's more than that. One, like I said, he's an Egyptian pharaoh that got reincarnated, blah, 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 and all this shit like that. 2, he is an alien from the planet Thanagar. That has a space cop that's just a whole planet of just hawk people that just go around just saving shit and just get stranded on Earth, and that's it. 3, he's an Egyptian. He's an archaeologist that was, studying Egyptian stuff and stuff like that. But it turns out he was just studying himself because he was reincarnated, And the 4th one, he was a fucking angel from heaven.
Okay.
Came down from God. Joined the Justice League.
Any of those ones where he was like in Flash Gordon or whatever?
Basically, what was that doing? What was that
Hawkmen name? From Flash Gordon.
The Hawkman from Flash Gordon. They either they ripped them off or they ripped them off. One of them. Somebody got ripped off, But the angel from heaven had nothing to do with none of this crazy shit. He just showed up at the Justice League. Superman looked at him and said, "Hey, you're the new Hawkman." He's like, "I don't know what that is, but okay, I'm Hawkman." So he was an angel flying around. It was Grant Morrison. So that should tell you all you need to know. So that's 4. It's more than that. So Hawkman is freaking confusing. Nobody likes to deal with Hawkman, but you can do whatever you want with Hawkman because it's so crazy shit. But to take a you know, like I said, a character that's based in ancient Africa and to make him black, and you get pissed off about that shit. That says something about you.
All of a sudden, everybody's everybody is a hardcore Hawkman fan. Like,
right, everybody's a Hawkman. Nobody gave a fuck about Hawkman. Like I said, this is how they had Prince Khufu in the comics in the 1940s. They did not know. They were not trying to be accurate with this shit. So you can't get mad because they're trying to be comic accurate when the comics aren't even accurate. When Grant Morrison Hawkman was badass. But he was like a weird angel. He's still badass though. He's just, you know. And that's the thing. Like, okay, at the end of the day, Hawkman is still a fictional character, not real. So if they change him to be whatever the fuck you want to be, it don't really matter. Meanwhile, Hollywood is doing this bullshit.
Oh yeah.
And the same people complain about Hawkman now are quiet as a church mouse when this shit happens. You know, what was it? Exodus, Gods of Egypt, or whatever the fuck was going on right there. So this shit is still happening. This is not what Egyptians look like. Like, you can argue about the shit.
Remember the Mummy movies and shit?
The Mummy movies, that other weird ass movie they had, like any Egyptian movie, they have them like this. Christian Bale is not Egyptian in any shape or form. Meanwhile, Eli, look closely at this. So you got whoever the fuck this guy is, and Cleopatra background, and Christian Bale, Batman. But look who's the servants in the background.
Oh yeah.
So they're accurate. They're historically accurate with the slaves. But with everybody else, they didn't even want to take.
Weren't they Jewish people who were the slaves back then?
Right, but like I said, the people that made this shit, they don't care. They just do whatever the fuck they want. You know. So that's all I'm saying. So yes, you want the comics to be accurate, but the people that made the comics don't really know what the fuck they're doing. So don't be mad at one thing and then let another thing go by. If you're gonna be mad, be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep the same energy.
So is that the dude from NWA or not the NWA the Straight Outta Compton movie?
Yes, he played MC Ren, which I didn't even realize that was him until like I was just looking at his IMDb or something like that. And I'm like, oh, he was in Straight Outta Compton. Okay, he played MC Ren. Yeah. So Eli, and some people even more upset. Aside from all the other stuff we did, because we just said that Hawkman is a D-list character, Z-list character. If you want to go there, hold on, let's see what Iron Man got. Yeah, that guy. I'm not even gonna pretend like I even know what that guy's name is. I know he played in other movies, but whatever his name was. But people are upset about this because Aldis Hodge, they wanted to be somebody else. Because they wanted to be some Z-list Hawkman character that Rock's probably going to beat the shit out of in the first 10 minutes of the movie. You never see him again. You know, some people want him to be T'Challa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Honestly, Eli, even before Chadwick passed, remember that Invisible movie that came out? Invisible Man movie that came out? Yeah. I was shocked that movie came out this year. 2020's been so fucked up. I forgot that movie came out this year.
I haven't seen that yet still.
Pretty good movie. Go watch it. But I thought that movie like, oh yeah, Invisible Man came out like 3 years ago, right? Like, nah, 2020. I'm like, fuck. This shit forever. So he was in that movie. He was badass. And you watch the whole time the movie like, that guy needs to be a fucking superhero. Somebody need to throw a cape on him. Hollywood's going to call this guy eventually to be somebody. And I think like, yeah, if he was to pick somebody, I probably, even in the end, I was saying like, that guy make a pretty good badass Black Panther, you know. But like I said, he's playing Hawkman. So I don't know. We can talk shit about Z-list superheroes all day. Hell, Black Panther was a Z-list superhero at one time.
Shit, Iron Man was, no one gave a shit about Iron Man.
Iron Man. Hell, Star-Lord is one of the biggest things right now. Nobody gave a Star-Lord was in Infinity Gauntlet in the 90s, just in the background, and nobody knew who the fuck he was. Yeah. Like, he's just there.
Shit, Ant-Man. I don't know.
Right.
They're making an Ant-Man 3. Why, but okay.
They ex Stan Lee, what was the worst character you ever invented? He was like, without a doubt, Ant-Man. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking when I made that shit.
Yeah. And
now they're on the third movie where he's fighting Kang the Conqueror. Like, what the fuck, man? Anyway, moving past that. Now, there was so much shit that happened last week. We had to cut some topics, but this topic I think we both want to talk about. And this topic is that Marvel has another TV show coming out besides what was that shit? Scarlet Witch? WandaVision? What the fuck?
WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier and
all that shit. So they got another one coming out. Like I said, that's not coming on Disney Plus, but this one's coming out on Hulu, and it's called Helstrom. Now, even though I put Marvel's Helstrom on there, when you watch the trailer, you watch any promotion on there, Marvel is nowhere to be seen on this shit.
Okay, yeah.
They want to make sure that their name is not associated with Helstrom at all. Eli, did you see the trailer?
I did, yeah.
What you think?
Looked all right. I
I
mean,
thought
it
it
looked,
sucked. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. It looked like Supernatural or Buffy the Vampire. It looks like one of a TV, spooky TV show.
Honestly, it just like low budget, sucked. Just like
Yeah.
let's just throw some shit out there. It's like Lucifer was successful. Let's just do our own shit.
Yeah, it looks like a Constantine. It looks like, yeah. I mean, I would just much rather see a Ghost Rider show. It looks like a Gotham. You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not even Gotham. You know what it looks like? Pennyworth.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They made a fucking Alfred Pennyworth TV show.
The Batman show without Batman. That's what This is the Ghost Rider show without Ghost Rider.
You know you really don't have money. You just couldn't corner as a bishop.
But is this like the whole, like the Loeb, and this is like the last show he was doing, like that whole other, like the same companies
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, was it?
I think this was the last. I think that's why it's on Hulu, because it's the last part of that group of shows that made Daredevil and Luke Cage and all those Defender shows. Like this was supposed to be like a Midnight Suns series. There was that, because weren't they supposed to make the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider show?
They announced it, but I think they canceled it.
Yeah, now that none of that shit's getting done now.
Right,
and I think this is like, yeah, this was the last. This is like the only one they were doing, and they were going to introduce like, yeah, Robbie Reyes is Ghost Rider and who knows what else. But they were trying to build another, like, the Doctor Strange horror Ghost Rider, Blade, and all that shit. The Midnight Suns universe.
Oh,
the
and for those
Darksiders,
what we're talking about, like I said, Helstrom is a Marvel comic, but it wasn't called Helstrom. It was called the Son of Satan.
Yeah.
Which is probably why Marvel took their name off this property, because people are going to start researching the Son of Satan and see what he can do. Yeah, Damien Helstrom, that's his name. He is the son of Satan. That's his powers. Basically like Lucifer, but like the son of Lucifer.
And he was part of the Midnight Suns with Ghost Rider and Blade and.
Let me set the background to this, because the reason this happened, because like I said, I don't know how much you guys know about comic book history, but there was this book called The Seduction of the Innocence, which fucked everything up back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And what they did is that they banned any kind of horror comics, occult comics, anything like that. That's why it was just nothing but just superhero shit from like the 1950s to like the 1970s. Like it was nothing
comics
but
code. Yes,
the comics code. The comics code wouldn't approve anything other than like fluffy superhero shit. But in the 70s, they lifted it a little bit. They were like, okay, we're gonna let you do horror shit again. We'll let you do late cold monster movies. You can bring it back. And so when Marvel got that green light, they went ape shit. That's when you got Werewolf by Night. That's when you got the Son of Satan. That's when you got Blade. That's when you got Tomb of Dracula. That's when you got Frankenstein. That's when you got Man Thing.
Morbius, the living vampire.
Morbius, the living vampire. Like Marvel just went nuts in the 70s. They're like, oh, we could do this now? Okay.
And then they did like the eerie and creepy and Conan comics, but they were in magazine form, so they didn't count as a comic book because they were magazine size.
Right. So they got to rewrite it any way they can, Yeah. So Kevin Feige hates Jeff Lowe. Oh yeah, he hates his guts. Cancel for person racing against Asian people. Fuck off, Feige rebooting all this Asian shit. Yeah. Him and Pearl Mother. Fuck Pearl Mother too. Yeah, because I think Jeff Lowe, like the Ninja and Daredevil, was gonna get a bigger role. But he was like, I don't want that Asian to get a bigger role. So like, fuck him.
Yeah, he said something about, I heard he said some shit.
Like so let's think about that. So Helstrom.
It's too bad the guy who wrote Teen Wolf and Commando.
Right. So like I said, looks like shit. I don't care.
Like I said, I'd much rather just see a Ghost Rider
I'm sorry. If you expect, that's why I was asking you. Like, if you expect us to review this shit, I don't care.
No, I don't care. I'd want, like I said, I know that, he's part, like, that was my shit back in like high school, the whole Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch and Johnny Blaze and all their fighting Lilith and the Dark Hole book and all that shit. That was my shit. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then when I heard they were doing the Ghost Rider
another
show,
Marvel property did it on Hulu, Runaways. I actually did get back and watch Runaways. It was watchable. That's all I can say. Now, Cloak and Dagger, fuck that show.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch any of that shit. I didn't watch Runaways.
I can tolerate some of it, but when he goes that far, like Cloak and Dagger was like straight teen drama. That's what it was. So, oh man, we flying through this shit. Let's go to the Vidja Gang section. Now, Eli, this is very important news that people are fucking up right now. I gotta let them know. This is urgent urgent message going on right now. Now, I know everybody is out there pre-ordering Xboxes and PlayStation, even though you can't get them and trying to order them possible. But when the Xbox finally went on pre-order this week, people were fucking up because they were buying the wrong Xbox.
Okay.
Now, the thing about the Xbox, they got the Xbox Series X and they got the Xbox Series S. And last generation had the Xbox One. So what happened when the Xbox Series X went on sale for pre-order, people were buying the Xbox One from last year, thinking they're buying the new Xbox. So people, please read what you're buying. And you got those soccer moms out here. They think everything. My mom thinks everything is an Xbox. Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, it's an Xbox. Yeah. So mom just going on, just seeing Amazon see Xbox, and it's like number 5 in sales. She's just gonna click in and speak. Now this where Xbox. I blame Xbox, Microsoft, and I blame Amazon for this because Xbox, they did cancel these, but they didn't request to bring them back. So Amazon's just selling through any Xbox Ones they have left. But really, this shit should have been off the shelves. This shit should have not been in the search bar. Like if I want to search for an Xbox, it should not be an old ass Xbox pop up. I want the new shit. But yeah, people don't know any better. That's just where we live in. That being said, anything else? No, that's it. That being said, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, this is the comic books where we the comic bullies where we talk about comic books.
We're flying tonight.
But yeah, I thought we had more topics tonight, but we didn't. So, but honestly, I think this shit gonna take pretty long anyway. So
I thought you were gonna go longer about the whole Egypt thing, but okay.
I thought it was too, but when I looked at it, I'm like, no, that's all the points I had. So yeah, I had I'm finished. Yeah. So yeah, Eli, I'm gonna let you go first on whatever book you want to do.
You're doing Maestro?
We'll flip a coin, but
because I got like 4 books, man. And you said how many did you read?
Fuck it. Let me go first. Let me get set up.
Get that X-Men shit out the way.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was trying to stall. That's what I was trying to do. I'm like, I don't want to do this shit.
You want me to do this Deadshot Suicide Squad?
We'll wait. Let's go ahead and knock out X-Men because this is the shit that there was the number 1 selling book of last week. So we know it's the shit that everybody wants to see. So because it's X-Men. And this is the book that everybody's been looking for. This is 10 of Swords. Not X of Swords, not 10 of Swords.
Not Kiss of Swords.
Not Kiss of Swords, not Cross of Swords, Why do X-Men do this shit? I don't know. They hate us, man. I don't know. So, all right. So the book starts off. Let's just jump into it. This is a hefty book. It was $5, and they made you work for it. Everything. This was 60 pages.
Hickman wrote it.
Hickman wrote it, but it had all that other like Excalibur shit. Basically, you have to be knowledgeable about every X book out.
So it had all the diagrams and the architecture designs. And
all that shit. Yeah, the whole page of it. Just that. Of not shit that was in the books already, just shit that Hickman wants you to know about this story right now. Meanwhile, you got to know about Excalibur. You got to know about Marauders. You got to know about all this other shit. And if you miss it, you're going to be like, huh? So let's see what we got. I have arrived. Marshall Lewis, what's up?
What's up?
Wherever you are. Is he with you or with me? I don't know.
I don't know him. What's up, y'all? glad you're here, though.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. All right. So let's talk about 10 of Swords? X Swords? Sword shit. Anyway. Sword. Look, fuck us. Go listen to This Geeks and Comics. Gomer eats this shit up. He loves his X-Men shit. Yeah, he's read every single book, knows everything about it. He'll break it down, listen to what's going on right there. But anyway, the book starts off, we're in the other world, that alternate dimension that was never explained before, but explained now. They decided they're selling crazy. Like all the X books are like top 5, top 10, all shit like that. So nobody's buying any DC shit. It's just Batman, X-Men, and that's it. So going on with this book now. So the 4 horsemen of apocalypse are invading this alternate dimension called Otherworld. Because remember, we talked about what Hickman said. Krakoa's been split into 2 islands. The other island has been thrown to another dimension, and the 4 horsemen of apocalypse are ruling that dimension, and they're just fucking up everything because they're the 4 horsemen of apocalypse, just destroying shit left and right. They got their hordes destroying shit.
That was what Apocalypse. That was like Apocalypse's. Wasn't Apocalypse did that other Araco or whatever?
Right. He was in control of Arakko also, but he sent Arakko to the other dimension. But he sent all the his four horsemen, the original four horsemen, they went with him, you know. So they're all gone. So they're fucking up this other place, and the place is called, what is it called? It's not Arakko, it's the Sky Citadel, the Space Citadel, some shit, some Starlight Citadel. That's what it's called, the Starlight Citadel. And some chick named Saturnine, I think. Let me show you what she looked like. I thought she was Emma Frost at first, but her name is Saturnine, and she has her high priestesses with her, and they go with her, and she's, I think she's a mutant also. I think everybody here is a mutant, you know, but they don't really explain the power. And I think her powers is she can tell the future, so she reads these 4 cards to tell the future. And let me just break this down because it's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna break all this down for you. So she reads 5 cards, and the first card she reads is called Judgment. Put that on there. First card she read is called Judgment, and I think that is basically saying it shows apocalypse, and it's saying that he will be judged or he will be reborn or some shit. The next card you read is 4 of Wands, which is the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. You know, the next card is the Hangman, which means that somebody will be sacrificed. It's apocalypse in front of it, or he will sacrifice something to get there.
So these are like tarot cards or whatever.
This tarot card, she's reading the future, and you got the 8 of Cups. You got the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, which is Apocalypse's wife, and also Annihilation, who has the Twilight Sword that he been trying to stop everybody from get. And then you have the 10 of Swords. So she's predicting that these warriors will come down and save this dimension, you know. So that's going on with them right now. So what did the fuck is going on right now? The point is of this story is that Apocalypse built a gateway to this other dimension without the Quiet Council's approval, you know. So they're like,
of course he did.
Of course he did, because he's probably what the fuck he want to do. You know?
They basically hired Hitler to be
basically.
On the
you know, he just and they just think he was just gonna just follow.
Because X-Men are Nazis, Gomer.
Because they just do what they want to do. So basically, you know, Apocalypse is saying, I built a gateway to the other world. I'm gonna bring the other half of Krakoa back to this one, but I need, you know, the X-Men to help me. And the Quiet Council's like, no. Matter of fact, shut that shit. And it was like, and even though you didn't tell us you were going to build it, he's like, Krakoa is just like, look, matter of fact, Krakoa tells them, you can't close the gate. The gate must stay open. He was like, because if you don't, I'm kicking all of you off the island. Like all the X-Men got to go. So the X-Men have to do what Krakoa says, you know. So that's the weird shit going around. So, but at the same time, they can't close the gate, but they did tell Apocalypse, look, whatever you do next, you do not have approval of the Quiet Council. So you take your own people, you know, and do whatever you got to do. And Apocalypse is like, well, of course. And, you know, he's got that face. Let me show you the Apocalypse face in Sabanur, you know, cool face right there. So Apocalypse is like, okay, I don't have approval of the Quiet Council, but I'll take my own team to go down there. So he just recruits any volunteers want to come with him. So he's got like Havoc, he's got Polaris. Mainly they're going because if the Quiet Council can't go, they're sending their family members to go. So Cyclops is sending his brother to go. Magneto's sending his daughter to go, you know, Polaris. All the other X-Men are there. You got Beast. You got Archangel. Archangel's only going not because he's forced to go. He's only going because he don't trust Apocalypse. He know Apocalypse will do some fuck shit. I want to watch everything he does.
Just following orders.
Right. And you got Summoner, which it's been explained before. That's Apocalypse's grandson, you know. So, of course, he's going also. So they finally get down to the other world. They take the portal down there, and they get there, and Apocalypse runs into the 4 horsemen, and the X-Men are like, the 4 horsemen? Who? And, of course, the 4 horsemen are Apocalypse's kids. So, yeah, so these are all his kids, the 4 horsemen, this one. So, and they've been ruling this place for like centuries or whatever like that. You know, these are my children. So he finally sees his kids, you know, for the first time in like hundreds of years, 1,000 years. Who knows? We don't know the X-Men's timeline. And the kid's just like, Father, you've returned. And he's like, how did y'all live so long? He was like, oh, well, Father, let me tell you a secret. It wasn't because of love. And then, what's her name? Pestilence, death. I don't know my 4 horsemen. I don't know the Bible like I should.
Pestilence. Yeah, there's a
pestilence, death, famine, war, whatever like that. So
that's
she tells me.
That's them, dude.
Oh, I did name them. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I did
it's from a Metallica song, which was in Apocalypse. They played that Metallica song, the 4 Horsemen.
Let's pretend like I'm not a Metallica fan.
Yeah, in the X-Men Apocalypse movie. The movie sucked. You know, had the Metallica song in it.
I did it. Now I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah, the song's called The Four Horsemen. You know,
I'm a glove for punch. I'll watch it again. But anyway, the Four Horsemen tell Apocalypse, "We live, Father, but not because of love, because of hatred," and he stabbed the shit out of him.
Oh damn!
Meanwhile, his grandson is in the background, stabbing him in the back. Symbolism, I guess, because he stabbed him in the back. He betrayed him. You know. So
that's pretty cool.
So the Four Horsemen just fuck up Apocalypse. You know. So that's the prophecy, the Hangman. So now All Out War starts. The Four Horsemen are fighting the X-Men, all stuff like that. But then that chick with the tarot cards sees all the fighting going on, and she's just like, y'all gotta stop fighting. Y'all not finna just fuck up all the work, because I rule this shit, you know. And then she goes down there while Polaris is fucking up all kind of shit. She goes down there and stops the fight. And I mean, stop the fight. She stops everybody in their tracks. I'm trying to get down and show you the picture. I don't know who drew this shit, but man, it's some cool shit. Cool
yeah, it looks good.
That the same dude that did the Powers of X or the 10 of X, whatever like that. He did all that shit. Yeah. So fuck. I'm trying to show you that picture. This one. Yeah. So she stops the fight in everybody's tracks. Nobody can go anywhere because she has the power to like freeze time. So they stop like in midair. Nobody can do anything. And then this is what she says. She tells everybody, "Oh, since you're the Four Horsemen of Apocalypse, so since you're saying you rule that you're part of the nation, so y'all gonna stop fighting and y'all gonna handle this like diplomats." And she's basically saying, "So you're gonna do trial by combat? Yeah, we're gonna do trial by combat, and I'm gonna send one of my Four Horsemen to fight one of your emissaries to stop us from going to Krakoa, because they're basically the Four Horsemen are headed to Krakoa to conquer Krakoa." And she's just like, "Okay, yeah, I have my warriors right here, X-Men." Like, she don't even know the X-Men. She's just like, "Y'all gonna fight for me," you know.
Okay.
So she picks like, who did she pick? Polaris. She picked Polaris, and they choose their weapons of choice. And basically the weapons of choices are
swords,
the 10 of swords. Right.
Okay.
So she names all the swords. So basically how the fight starts, that they have to name all the swords. Let me see if I can name them all. I can name them all, but I'm not. Some of this shit I remember, some of this shit I don't. Let's see. It's the Twilight Blade, which we had, the Red Sword of War, the Colony, the Seducer. Never heard of that one. The Muramasa, which is that shit that always show up in Wolverine comics. The Sword of Might, the God Killer, Warlock, the Soul Sword, Skybreaker, and whatever that weird sword that Magic always has.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that one too. So basically the point is they have to get they're going to meet back in 3 days. You have to collect all the swords. And we collect the swords, we're going to have a fight to the death. Whoever wins, that's who gets the nation. If the Four Horsemen win, they get Krakoa. If the X-Men win, they get the Araco, the other half of the thing. So that's basically what the 10 of Swords is about. Oh, but there's a stinger ending. The stinger ending is that Cyclops is doing all some other bullshit going on, and they find this base that they get, and they activate it, and the base they activate is the sword base. Like the Aegis of Sword. So apparently it's been gone because the thing is the rights have been tied up with Fox all the time, so they couldn't use sword. Now they have Fox rights back, they can use sword again. So, and there's going to be a tie-in book with sword coming in. So yeah, 10 of Swords, whatever. A lot of shit, a lot of breakdown, a lot of hefty words, and I didn't even get into all the notes that Hickman had with this shit also. Oh, and this is part 1 of 22.
Holy shit!
Right?
Is this bi-weekly or how long is this going?
I think it's like weekly, and I think it's gonna be like 7 because it's gonna be in all the X books.
Oh, so this is gonna be like you're gonna be talking about this shit next week.
Yeah, it depends. Or I might just listen to this.
I'm not doing like the House of X shit with you. I said I'll read it if you do. I'm not doing it this time.
Like 1 of 22, and as much as shit, and it looks like it's gonna get crazy and crazy and crazy. Because
I was with you with Empire, and then
Empire was simple. This shit is like, what the fuck, man? Tarot cards? What the hell? The more extreme sin of the middle of the X-Men become, the more feel like future set up for Avengers versus X-Men sequel. It's coming. Like I said, they already fought the Fantastic Four once, kicked their ass. So
yeah.
But overall, I give the book a 3.5 out of 5. The art was gorgeous. The story was meaty. If I can say that, there's a lot they throw in there in this story, And you just got me on board. Just like, oh shit, I'm just gonna have this. Like, it's cool. A bunch of swords. Okay. But basically it boils down to they fighting for the other half of the core. That's what it boils down to. And they got to fight to the death with swords. That's the rule. It's the rules of the game they're fighting. But yeah, that's what I got. So what you got next?
Should I do Immortal She-Hulk?
Yeah, next step out. Boom.
Okay.
Immortal She-Hulk. I've been meaning to get this, but I knew you were gonna read it, so I didn't bother.
Okay. Immortal She-Hulk. This is Al Ewing, sort of expanding on what's going on in Immortal Hulk. This is the 3 deaths of hold on, get that up, get it out of a guided view so I can see this shit. Oh, whoops. Yeah. So the 3 deaths of Jennifer Walters. So we are finding out that, you know, in Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk series, there's a place called the
Green Door.
The Green Door, the Green Hell, the place below all. Everybody who's gamma beings go there, but then they come back through a green door. Everybody has their own individual green door. They come back to life if they choose to do so. Now, this sort of follows Jennifer Walters, or aka She-Hulk, and every time she's died and gone to hell and come back. So basically, when she was shot, it goes back to her origin. When she was shot by the mob, you know, she went to, you know, Green Hell, you know, and then of course Bruce Banner did the blood transfusion, turned her into She-Hulk. She came back. The thing is, she doesn't remember Green Hell. Every time she dies, she doesn't remember going to Green Hell. And then it talks about the time during Civil War II when she died, when Thanos killed her. And so she went to hell again.
Well, see, here's the thing. You're saying it, but all these times they were originally stories of she was in a coma, you know.
Yeah. But
I guess they're saying, nah, she died.
She died. She went to Green Hell. And the second time, what happened the second time that's when she met Brian Banner, Bruce's dad. And that's when he explains to her about, you know, this isn't hell. This is the place below. Hell is actually nice compared to this place. This is the Green Hell for Hulk beings. The source of all rage is this place, the Green Hell, the place below all. And he explains about the green door. She goes back. The thing is, she doesn't really remember every time she comes back. So, you know, she knows she can't die. So she has a conversation with Wolverine. You know, she's like, hey, man, you've died and came back a bunch of times. How do you deal with it? And he's like, oh, I get drunk and I keep, you know, working, which, you know, and we know what Wolverine's work is. It's killing motherfuckers. So that's what I do. I keep myself drunk and I keep myself busy, and that's kind of how I deal with things. And, you know, she's like, okay, well, that's not how I want to deal with things, but all right. Then she talks to Thor. The Thor's in Asgard. He's a god. It's like, you're immortal. You don't ever die.
Yeah, he died a bunch of times too, but yeah.
You know, how do you deal with being immortal? And Thor's like, oh, well, I'm not immortal. I can die. I just killed Galactus. He's dead.
Wow. So they keep the continuity going. Okay.
Yeah, I killed Galactus. He's not immortal. And I saw the future where Thanos kills me. So I'm not immortal.
So he says all that shit? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, I'm not immortal. So we're going to die someday. She's like, okay, well, that's not what I wanted to hear either. So then it talks about when she goes and gets killed by the Katati in Empire.
Right. That's what I'm waiting on. Okay.
Yeah. So she goes down to hell, Green Hell. You know, she died. The Katati killer. She goes down to hell. There she meets the leader, and the leader says, "Hey, yeah, we can't die. You know, we'll keep. In the end, it's just going to be us in the end." And she's like, "Okay, so it's basically all the Hulks versus you. We're just going to be beating the shit out of you and for eternity." Then she's not worried. He's like, "Oh, but you don't know. I know about the green door." He explains about the green doors. And then he talks about the red doors, which I had mentioned in the last Immortal Hulk. The red door, if you go through, you're dead. But what they reveal in this one, the leader is the one turning everybody's green doors into red doors.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. He explains it right here. He's like, yeah. So if you go through, you can either stay here or you can go back through the red door. But if you die, you're dead. You're not coming back.
So Hulk can die.
So Hulks can die if they go through the red door. So she comes back to life and she's like, okay, I can't die. And that's where it ends. You know, she's sort of in her bed.
Goes through the red door?
She went through the red door. She's back to life. And she's like, okay, I can't die now. She knows she's going to die someday. And she can't. She knows if she dies, it's for real this time. So
wow.
That's where it ends. I don't know if this is a one shot or what, because it doesn't say to be continued, but I was like, damn, this was pretty fucking cool.
Right. That's why I didn't know if I want to jump into it, because I didn't know if it was like a one shot or a continued story, because I haven't been reading Immortal Hulk to begin with, but it looked like it's carrying on that story.
Yeah. So I thought this was dope. This is like, shit, fuck it. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I was into it. It really ties into the Immortal Hulk storyline. And then it just sounds like he's referring to all these other stories in the continuity, you know, all these other old stories, you know. So,
you heard it here on Comic Book Bullies first. A She-Hulk book gets a 5 out of 5.
That's right.
Your move, atheist.
Yeah, you male pussies who were offended by that.
Comic Book Bullies.
Oh, the She-Hulk, her tits are small. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay, what do we got next? Let me knock out an easy one. Juggernaut #1.
Okay.
I didn't tell you I was reading this one, but I was like, fuck it. I was curious, like, why not Juggernaut? Okay. So Juggernaut, if you haven't been keeping up with him, which I haven't, I don't know what the fuck going on. He works for Damage Control now. And all he does is just
I did not know that.
Yeah, tear down buildings and shit. That's all he does.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because he's just a big smashing dude. So yeah, he just goes around tear down buildings, shit like that. He tears down one building and actually gets the building, you know, the tenants fight back. You know, they attack him. And one person even strong enough to actually like stop him from even moving. You know, like, wait, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. He didn't say that, but I'm like, why didn't you say that? You know,
holy shit balls, holy shit balls.
The Juggernaut. So, and then it's just saying like what Juggernaut's been up to the last time. Last time we left him, he was stuck in limbo, and he had to give up his old suit of armor in order to escape limbo, because you have to give up something you love or whatever that shit they say. You know, but somehow he got another suit of armor, which is another story they'll explain later on. I had time for that one. But anyway, he goes back fucking up more buildings and shit like that. And while he's fucking up the buildings, at first he's thinking that they're hitting him with some kind of like a levitation beam, but it's not that. It's some kind of kinetic energy stealing momentum thing that they're hitting him with. So whatever it does, it stops motion. You know, so, and he's like, so it must be some kind of mutant in here, right? And it turns out that it's not a mutant. It's some girl. The girl is named D-Cell. She's been getting a big buzz right now. We have a new black superhero. We don't know she's gonna die at the end or whatever.
They're gonna make a book and no one's gonna buy it.
Right, basically what it is. Look at we're making new characters, you know. But anyway, her name is D-Cell. That's what we call her name. The whole book is basically her and Juggernaut becoming friends.
That ain't electricity, right? She's
not electricity this time, you know. Maybe she got hawk wings this time. That's gonna be a thing now. We got Falcon, we got Hawkman now. That's a new thing. Oh man. So she hits Juggernaut with her deceleration beam, which is supposed to just stop everything still. But like I said, he's the Juggernaut, bitch. So he keeps on walking to her. She's like, how is he doing that? You know, so whatever. Something happens, the building collapses on it, she gets hurt, whatever, like that. Not Goliath, fuck his name. Juggernaut takes her to a hospital. They become friends, they talk, they meet up, she takes some selfies with him, stuff like that. And she's like, why don't you become a hero? He's like, I'm not a hero. That's not my thing. I don't do that shit the other guys do. You're like, well, you should. And then she shows the picture. Matter of fact, the first thing you do is do a hero is you can stop this guy. And it's the Hulk.
Oh, shit.
To be continued. So let's see
shit.
if they
show. In Juggernaut 2?
In Juggernaut #2. Yeah, that's the cover of next issue. So the cool shit is going to happen in the next book, not this one.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, overall, Juggernaut becomes best friends with a teenage black chick that's not a mutant, that got power some other kind of way.
That's not electricity powers.
Not electricity powers. Not yet. She will probably get them later on. Yeah, I have hidden powers, you know. So yeah, so overall, 3 out of 5. It was kind of a wasted book. Juggernaut faced the Hulk again. I don't even know if I want to see that shit again. We've seen it so many times. But let's go to the callers. Let's see what we got. There's a lot of Mythos reinvention and Marvel right now. Is cool, which I'm cool with. You know, Juggernaut and Friends is nice. Yeah.
Juggernaut and Friends. It's a cartoon, man. That sounds like a cartoon.
Juggernaut and Friends.
Yeah.
Shoot, what we got next?
Well, I got like 2 or 3 more books. Are you doing Maestro? Because I got like 2.
Yeah, okay, I'll do Maestro. I'll do Maestro.
Okay, so then I'll do Suicide Squad then.
Yeah, you can do Suicide Squad because after that, that'll be all the books I have. But yeah, you can do. So what are you doing first? Suicide Squad.
I'll do Suicide Squad.
Cool. Let me get you set up. Okay, I did read this one.
Okay.
You didn't really need me for this one, Eli.
Okay.
I mean, I'll jump in where I need to jump in, but you didn't need me.
I don't know who any of these motherfuckers are, so I don't.
Okay.
So, and I haven't read like the Tom Taylor Suicide Squad run. I haven't read since like number 3 or 4, so I have no idea what's happening. But apparently, it starts out with Chaos Kitten and Phylacine.
Don't ask me who those people are. I have no idea.
I have no who they are. I don't know who they are either. Obviously, they're on the Suicide Squad. They're kidnapping. Let me get it off guided view. Damn it! I thought. Okay. They're kidnapping a senator.
Chaos Kitten. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
They kidnap the state senator who's in cahoots with some corrupt corporate asshole, and they take him down to the ocean. And Finn, some dude named Finn, who I imagine
I don't know either, but I imagine he has aqua powers.
Yeah, I'm sure he's from Atlantis
or whatever. Yeah.
So he's interrogating them about the corporate guy that he's in cahoots with. Then it cuts to
okay. No, this is a backstory you do need to know. There is one person I didn't know. The corporate guy they're looking for is Ted Kord.
Yeah, that dude.
Okay, so Ted Kord, pre-New 52, is the Blue Beetle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the guy that Maxwell Lord shot in the head. But like I said, they rebooted him. He may not necessarily be the Blue Beetle, but and honestly, I don't even think he's I don't even think he's who they think he is. I think he is a good guy. They just think he's a fucked up dude. So I think they're framing Ted Kord. Like I said, I have Marina story, but there's no way I believe Ted Kord is doing the shit they say he's doing. Because Ted Kord. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, he's doing shit. I don't know. He's corrupt, whatever. So then we go to Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and they're having a conversation about this is, I guess, their last mission. Mm-hmm. And I guess Deadshot is out after this.
Because it's supposed to be a 5-year mission. After you get you're out.
Yeah, it's his last, and they're kind of but then for some reason, Deadshot's daughter is there. And she's shooting birds.
And her dog, dog shot.
Okay. So there's just like kind of a touching moment between Deadshot and his daughter.
Shooting animals, that how serial killers start off.
Yeah. And he's basically telling, hey, you can't be shooting things, man. And she's like, well, you shoot people for a living. He's like, yeah, but I don't want you to turn out the way like I did. I want you a better life for you, And they said, okay, well, if I can't shoot anything, then you can't shoot anything either. And he kind of makes her pinky swear, okay, I will not kill anybody ever again.
Mm-hmm. Even though they have a last mission to go kill somebody.
They got their last mission to go kill this guy. So they go, they got this billionaire corporate dude has got his own island, has got his own city he's building. They gotta infiltrate it. They use what's the guy's name? Tiger Man?
Zebra Man. Remember that was the guy that got his dick bit off.
Yeah, you said it was his dick. Yeah, Zebra Man. Stripes. He's got stripes. Anyways, he can somehow put a orb around people, a protective force field.
I don't know his powers. I just know he got half a dick. That's all I know. For those who know, we talking about, go listen to our old podcast.
Reggie Rorschach from Doomsday Clock. I guess. Right. Leroy theorizes that he got his dick bit off.
Which the creators of that book neither confirmed nor denied. Because I asked them, they responded.
Yeah. Hey, man, did his dick get bit off?
I'll never tell.
So, anyways, they sneak onto the island by going underwater in this like protective force field orb that Zebra Man can somehow make, I guess. And they fight their way through the city and up to the skyscraper.
And they sees them coming the whole time.
Yeah. And then they get to the fucking they get to the billionaire guy, and then there's Superman. Superman's there.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, hey, okay, guys, I'll take it from here.
Right.
You guys did good, but I'll take it from here. And Harley, I know what Harley said was pretty funny. She's like, damn it, our job is to kill that guy, and you're taking the cathartic release, that comes from completing an assassination mission. You're taking that away from us. And then what's this big chick's name? I forget her name.
Now that I don't know. I want to say it's Knockout, but don't quote me on it because they never give a name on it.
Osita. She's like a new character. I guess she's related to Bane or something.
Huh?
She's like,
okay.
Yeah, she's like related to Bane. She's this big, giant Puerto Rican broad. And she like goes up to Superman and is like,
right, like put a finger in his face and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like he's gonna destroy a country. This guy needs to die. You Justice League, you're just gonna like throw him into jail or whatever. He's gonna escape and he's gonna do all this shit over again. You Justice League folks, superheroes are no worse than the government or no.
You know what? And that
government.
was actually a good point she was making.
Yeah,
like the superheroes, all they do is just maintain status quo. So these asshole billionaires, y'all keeping them in power.
Yeah, and I thought that was dope.
Right. Like you're doing their job for them.
Yeah. So they finally said, stand down. And so they all the Suicide Squad.
Superman, ridiculous. I'm sorry. DC Black Label, the ridiculous wonder.
Yeah, they could show that. They can show
right. It's Black Label. So
yeah. They showed Batman's dick, so they can show.
Well, they bleeped it out,
Zebras.
But he didn't have a dick, so now you just show like, hey, this what happened.
Half dick,
Right.
It could be all like, yeah, fuck you. I ain't got no dick. This is big fucking balls, man.
Right. Oh man, that would be disturbing.
So anyways, all the Suicide Squad storm out, like, okay, but then Deadshot's like, hey man, can I ask you a favor? My daughter looks up to you, and I'm trying to like, I'm this is my last mission. I'm free after this. And he's like, oh, congratulations. I know you got, Superman's like telling him, I know you guys did some questionable things, but you did some good too, so, okay. And Deadshot's like, all right, can you sign an autograph for my daughter, And so Superman's like, sure, I would. I'll do that. So he signs the autograph, and then Deadshot looks at it and is like, I knew it. I never told you my daughter's name.
Right, but he wrote his daughter's name on the thing.
Yeah, to Zoe, whatever, love Superman or whatever. And then, so he's looking at the magazine. All of a sudden, pow! Deadshot gets shot right in the chest.
Yeah, it almost looked like a heat vision laser, but it was a bullet. Yeah,
yeah. And then he looks up, and Superman is actually Black Mask.
Yeah,
Black Mask has somehow disguised himself to be Superman. I don't know how.
Everybody has the technology.
Yeah,
He just disguised. Yeah.
So he was pretending to be Superman, and
because the crash window, they realized that the crash was done by somebody. That window was crashed already, so this whole thing was staged, right?
Yeah, like if Superman broke through this glass, there would have been glass on the inside. There's no glass here, so I knew it. I knew this was a whole setup. And then Black Mask is like, "Yep, it was." And then he shoots Deadshot in the head, and Deadshot goes flying out the window along with the
cord. Yeah.
And then it says, "To be continued," or next. Deadshot
shot dead. Bang.
Who did his daughter? Oh, when he's like earlier on in the comic, when Deadshot's like, yeah, I can't kill anybody on this mission. He's like, okay, maim shot or whatever.
Right. I can't kill, but I can shoot somebody. I just can't kill them.
Yeah.
They call him maim shot. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, like I said, it's Tom Taylor. We should have been reading this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I didn't like. I haven't been keeping up, but dropping in and seeing this, it was entertaining. I give it a 4 out of 5. You know.
Only thing is that no reason to keep going because all those books that DC said they were going to cancel, that's one of them. Yeah, actually, no. I think it was only the last 11 issues anyway.
Yeah, I know this series is coming to an end somehow. So
yeah, because only like 2 issues left.
Not much left in this. Yeah, so. But
and honestly, I thought he died already anyway. When you said Deadshot died, like I thought he was already dead.
What was that one? There was a Batman story where Batman disguised himself as Deadshot, went into Arkham. I think he snuck into Arkham as Deadshot, and then whoever shot Deadshot in the head, like brains flew out of the back of his head, and you thought he was dead. And it turns out it was Batman in the Deadshot suit. And he had like blood, a squib or something in the back.
Prep time. Yeah.
He had a squib in the back, so it made it look like he was getting shot in the head. I don't know.
Well, no Deadshot in film, no Deadshot in comics. Synergy. Right. No, but he's gonna be in that video game.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Kill the Justice League. So,
but he's white though.
No, he's black in the video game.
Oh, that's right. He is white.
Yeah, he's black in the video game. Yeah.
Okay, but he was white in Arkham.
In Arkham, which is supposed to be in the same universe, but they want you to forget that shit. Pepperidge Farms remembers. What book we got next? I guess we do Maestro.
Yeah, you can do Maestro.
All right, let's do Maestro. I hate I had to take this away for you. I know you wanted to do this one, but
no, you know this universe more than I do. So
okay. All right. So so this is Maestro number 2. So the book starts off with, like I said, the last book left off. It was a nuclear war. It's been years. We really don't know how many years has passed, but it's enough years that some shit went down. And it's like, Mount Rushmore is just completely fucked. Hulk is just going around the United States, and everywhere he goes, he just see more fucked up shit. He goes to Vegas where, his old stomping ground. He was Mr. Fix It, completely destroyed. He's like, well, even if I was here, there's nothing really I could do, to fix it. So he's just kind of depressed, I think he goes to the where'd he go? DC. He goes to Lincoln Tunnel. He goes to Lincoln Tunnel. He also sees like dead animals. He's like, yeah, the humans, they really fucked this up. I can't believe the humans did this shit. He goes to Lincoln Tunnel and he finds this kid running. He's like, how the hell is this kid? Because the thing is, the whole place supposed to be like poisonous radiation. So the kid's supposed to be died, but he's got like a gas mask or something on. That's how he's running around and not able to die. For a limited amount of time. So the kid goes to this little, hidey hole or whatever like that. Hulk, and this was from a Hulk video game I played. I think on Sega.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
But anyway, he goes down this tunnel. And he sees some guys, and right before they get ready to shoot him, or maybe they do shoot him, he's just like, guys, before you shoot me, can you get the back shoulder over here? I got a little itch in my back, and if you could scratch it with those bullets, that would help, And that's when Machine Man pops up. I don't know why we keep seeing Machine. They seem to love Machine Man lately, because he was in an Iron Man book, and he's here now. And he's basically saying he's here, but Hulk, you got to go because I don't have enough food to feed you and all these people. Because right now I got enough food to feed everybody for the next 17 years. With you here, I got enough food to feed the next 3.
Yeah.
So you got to go. But while he's going, he watches the news and he sees New York City. But New York City is completely different than it was before, and they changed New York to be called Dystopia. Now, like I said, if anybody remembers the Future Imperfect original storyline, Maestro was in control of a place called Dystopia. And here in this story, New York has been renamed Dystopia, and it's in control by a guy named the Maestro. And like, okay, why is this guy named the Maestro? Hulk is like, I got to go meet this guy. I got to go to New York right now and meet this guy named the Maestro to see exactly what he's doing. Because basically saying like New York was completely screwed up, but whoever this Maestro is came in and fixed everything. So Hulk goes, he goes on this road trip. He goes from Washington, D.C. to New York. He hops there. While he's there, he gets attacked by cockroaches. Now, if you remember in the other Hulk story, the end, he was attacked by giant-sized cockroaches.
That's right.
So all this shit is canonical, But anyway, he gets blasted by some people go and save him. He gets saved by the Wastelands. The Wastelands are also, so all this shit is setting up the stuff that was in Future Imperfect. He gets saved by the people in the Wastelands. They tell him this is like one of the only areas that we know of that hasn't been that hasn't been affected by radiation. So we can just live here and we're good, Well, that's going on. We see Rick Jones, who was also playing that old Hulk song. He's playing, his collection of memorabilia that was in the old Future Imperfect stone. Wolverine skeleton, Magneto's helmet, Thor's hammer, both the Professor X's chairs, and it is a Easter egg of shit, And his granddaughter Janice basically telling him the Hulk is here, or like, well, we'll go get him, Then she's like, so while the Hulk is walking through New York City, everybody's backing out of his way. He asks, so who is the Maestro? What is the Maestro? And he was like, well, the Maestro is a god. He came here and he saved us all. He like, no, I don't believe that. They're like, okay, well, come on anyway. So then they tell the Maestro, Hulk is here, and we see who the Maestro is Hercules. Why? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
That's a thing. So the question we need to be asking ourselves is, why isn't Hercules in the original Future Imperfect story? So, and why is the Hulk the Maestro now? So obviously we know some shit is about to go down.
Yeah.
So damn, does Hulk kill Hercules?
I think so.
I gotta read that shit. I got.
Yeah. I might have to go back and look at Future Imperfect and see if any
damn near everything in this book was a reference to Future Imperfect. Future Imperfect and the end. That story where it's supposed to be like the last Hulk story, where he's surrounded. Everybody's dead except him and a bunch of giant cockroaches. So the key reminds me of that one surviving kid panel from Hulk the End. Oh, also Janice, Rick Jones' granddaughter. She also, when she's a little kid, she goes rummaging through Avengers Mansion, sees Mjolnir, and picks it up like it's nothing. And Rick tells her to put it down. Don't you ever touch it again. And then he gets pissed off because she can pick it up and he can't. You know, fun little story, but yeah, that's it. And like I said, Janice was also in the Future Imperfect story. She's actually one of like the main characters in there. Yeah. She's one that gets young Rick to bring him to the future to tell Hulk. But just go read the story. The story was fucking awesome. Anyway, this one I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Really, I give it a 4.5 out of 5 because it has so much continuity with Future Imperfect, which fleshes out that story, which, in my opinion, one of the greatest Hulk stories ever written. And it just makes that story even better because it gives you all this backstory you didn't know. Hercules showing up is weird, but it hooks you for the next issue.
I thought, for some reason, Rick Jones was going to be the Maestro, and I thought
that's what I was thinking. Like it was said that Rick Jones was going to be the Maestro, right?
Yeah, but I was like, okay,
like Hercules, like okay, but hey, you're gonna get Hercules versus Maestro fight, you know. Peter David gives Grip Pop run the fuck you and is going to kill Hercules. Oh shit, you are right. 2000 Man Reborn. Thank you, because in Greg Pac's run, Hercules takes over that run. Like the run becomes Incredible Hercules. So yes, if he kills Hercules, that is a complete fuck you to Greg Pac. Good one, 2000 Man Reborn. Eli, what you got?
I guess I'll do this one real quick. Sabrina, Something Wicked, number 3. Shit.
Okay, so please tell me you did not pay for this book.
No, because there's a deal with the Archie comics are all on unlimited or something. There's some deal that Comixology did with the Archie books. Mm-hmm. So they're all on unlimited. There's a bunch of free Archie comics on Comixology Unlimited. You can read them for free if you got Comixology Unlimited. And so I'm going to say, if you're into horror, these books are great. The Archie horror line, which Sabrina, Afterlife with Archie. It's basically a zombie apocalypse in Riverdale. We have Jughead the Hunger, where Jughead's a werewolf. Vampironica, Veronica's a vampire. You know, and then, of course, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which spawned the Netflix show. The comic book of the Sabrina comic is way better than the Sabrina show. Now, I dig the Sabrina show. I mean, it's fun, but the comic is way darker, way gorier, way more violent. So I dig these. I dig the whole Archie horror line, as I never gave a shit about Archie or Riverdale until they started getting ripped apart by monsters and shit. You know,
right?
Yeah. So basically, this is this new story arc with Sabrina. It's Something Wicked. There's some sort of serial killer with supernatural powers killing people in Greendale. They can somehow Riverdale. Suck out. Greendale, no, this is Greendale is where Sabrina lives.
Oh, okay.
Riverdale is where Archie lives.
Okay. Learn something.
So this is a different town. So this serial killer is somehow sucking out people's souls, and Sabrina's investigating. She's trying to find out who it is. That some sort of magic. She's trying to trace spells back to where it's, where there's spells are being cast. She's also, it's kind of like a Spider-Man book where she's juggling all this shit. She's in high school. She's got, her, in this issue, her and Harvey, her boyfriend, break up, but then this other dude has the hots for her, so she kind of has the hots for him. So there's like a love triangle going on, And on top of that, there's some serial killer doing some shit that she's trying to solve. So it's like the whole adolescence, juggling all this stuff while trying to be a hero, or in this case, a witch, and solve this, these murders, these serial murders. And it's fun. It turns out that the guy that she's seeing, his sister, they've been turning into Wendigos.
You got Wendigos? Okay.
Yeah. And like real Wendigos, not like the furry gerbils in the Marvel universe, the Yetis. Right. That's the thing with Marvel. Marvel always takes some native story, some creature from native stories, and fucks them up. Like
right.
like the Yeti, or the Wendigo. They turned the Wendigo into some furry gerbil. They turned Inchecula, which is like a snake demon, into a giant worm. It looks stupid. So that's my big. But in this, they actually look like Wendigos with the deer skull head and the antlers and shit. So they've been turning into them, and she's trying to like solve that spell. So that's another thing she's been doing. The thing is her boyfriend, or the guy that she's seeing, that she has the hots for, doesn't know that he's turning into a Wendigo. So that's all going on. So it's just basically teen drama with magic and serial killers with superpowers. Pretty fun. I give it a 4 out of 5. Like I said, I'm into these Archie horror books, and yeah. So now that they're free, like Afterlife with Archie is free if you got Comixology. Jughead the Hunger is probably my favorite, where Jughead is a werewolf, and it's gory. Like he rips motherfuckers apart. It's bloody. It's gory. There's dismemberments. Betty's a werewolf hunter and trying to kill him and shit.
So basically like an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been digging these Archie horror books. So if you're into horror, check them out. Like I said, they're all free on Comixology right now. So check it out. So I give it Sabrina, Something Wicked #3, 4 out of 5.
Okay. All right. One more thing we've got to talk about. On all the Marvel books, they have a dedication Chadwick Boseman on every Marvel book this month. Well, this week. Rest in Power, Chadwick Boseman, 1976 to 2020. So that's pretty cool. Also, we get a chance to show like they made like a mural to him also that in Disney World.
Okay, yeah.
Or Disney World, Disneyland. I don't have it right there. Before we go, let's see what you got here. Really hard game when they stared to get.
Yeah.
Really fucking about horror supernatural.
Yeah. That I never gave a shit about Archie or Riverdale or any of that shit until.
Yeah, because you threw me for a loop when you started saying Archie comics, and you're like, okay,
I never cared. Shit, but it's hard, like real hard. Like I said, it's not like cheesy. I mean, it's a little cheesy and stuff, but it's gory. Like they go all out. Like they're ripping people. Like Jughead the Hunger is ripping people apart. It's pretty cool. So
cool. All right, and no more books. But Eli, can I do a last piece of news that I just want to stick at the end of the podcast? I didn't want to stick it at the beginning because I didn't want to run people off. But this is like some local shit that's going on right now. So Eli, do you know who Deion Sanders is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Football. No. Football?
Yes, the football player. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if you heard the news or anything like that, but Deion Sanders has got the coaching job to Jackson State University.
Okay.
Yeah, and I live in Jackson.
So you're gonna go try out?
Yeah. I was in a band for a reason, so I could play that. But I just think it's just pretty awesome, man. Like I said, we don't get a whole lot of things in Mississippi, so the fact that Deion Sanders like in the city right now, and like it's not only is he in the city, like he's partaking in the city life. Like for instance, he's at M-Bar right now. There's a club, a local bar and grill club that's in Jax right now. That I think I went there for like my birthday party or something like that. He's just hanging around and stuff. So I think it's pretty awesome. He's looking for houses down here. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna live in Jackson. He's gonna be like in, the outer areas of Jackson because it's too city area down here. Hold on before we get there. Let's see what 2000. You remember that weird fucking story where they decided to turn 2 white people?
Yeah,
we talked about that.
Yeah, the Demon Bear. That was in the Demon Bear saga.
We reviewed that. Yeah,
and the white people got punished by turning into natives.
Right. We were like, what's the point of that? And the land gets more corrupt by becoming white or something. I was like, okay, Chris, your white guilt is showing. We get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was talking about this, like I said, he wants everybody to call him Coach Primetime. But I don't think he knows that in Jackson, Primetime is a male stripper. that has successful business here. So
no
I don't
shit.
know. So maybe he got
celebrity strippers down there, huh?
Right. That's like the only positive thing we get down here, you know, a strippers. So maybe he need to call himself something else. I don't know, like that. But yeah, like I said, that's all we got. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, and subscribe. We have other podcasts. Like I said, we completely butchered Ten of Swords. We probably butchered the name of it. So that's why you're gonna right, you didn't even read it. So definitely listen to Gomer's This Geeks and Comics, where he's just gonna just break that shit down because he read all that shit and knows some shit I missed. So whatever. We're coming with some new stuff next week. Maybe we have some, you know, I might just finally watch The Boys next week.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna talk about The Boys. So
we haven't talked about The Boys yet.
Yeah. So we'll get on that one. And you know, like some more books come out. Like I said, October. Maybe I have a PS5 by then. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Yeah. Until then, this is Leroy. Oh well, before we go, yeah. Shout out to my boss.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if he listens to this right now. Listen to it later on, but yeah, shout out to my boss for taking a picture with his whole family, Noah, and the paraphernalia. We're gonna start promoting the prime time talking about reinvented. Yes, he's appropriating. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now.
Mad respect, much respect, my boss, his family.
Yeah, not just to my boss, also 2000 Man Reborn. Also Gabe when he shows up. Whoever else listens. I know we're missing a bunch of people also.
Yeah. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in.
Yeah, we didn't know people actually listen to this shit. I remember like last time we listened, had 2 people, now we got 6. So
listen to us talk all this shit. You know,
right, just crazy
spread the word. Spread the word.
Yeah, spread the word. You know, people get pissed off about it, and we're gonna start promoting the paraphernalia and the swag that we got. Like I said, he's got this shirt. Eli got a hoodie. You know, I need to get some stuff, and we're gonna start promoting that a little bit more. So if you want to help us out, buy that shit.
Yeah,
you know.
we got swag. We got
swag. Yeah. Right. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel. Okay, cool.